Hello everybody, Black Mats 338 upstate New York, doing our video on our two mobile units. First here, obviously all you guys know, my 2005 Sierra 1500 and the 2005 Explorer. That's my other half's vehicle. She drives that a lot more than I do, but it is outfitted with a little rig. Nothing fancy, nothing spectacular. Yeah, you guys have all seen this thing before. All my many pictures. Try to customize it. She's got 131,000 on her. I've had it 6 years. I bought it when it was a year old. She's literally brand new. It only had 13,000 miles on it. Well, let's get down to it. Alright. Here we have our 102-inch stainless steel whip. And that actually was the whip that I used when I built my homebrew antenna last fall. Actually, it was around this time last year. I had that with the spring right on there. And believe it or not, that whip is pretty old. That was my other half's father's antenna. He had that on an old Nova, I believe. That antenna and the spring, and he also had a ball mount with it. But that was the only thing. The whip and two Potbelly springs were the only things I was able to find of his equipment. And supposedly he had a couple Cobra 29s and whatnot, but I've been looking for those forever. Supposedly they're in the attic, but they're either hidden really well up there or they're just not there. Alright. And in here, have our little setup. We have the Motorola MaxTrack 300, which I use for fire company operations, calling fire control to, for any need. Not that I do all that often, but when the need arises, it's there. I can communicate with our 911 communication center. Also, various fire companies throughout the county and ambulances if need be. Also, helicopters that we have inbound sometimes for our landing zones when we have serious calls, serious patients we have to fly out. And obviously right below that we have our Cobra 29LX. I purchased this radio, I want to say it was not the day before, it showed up a week after my daughter was born. I bought this probably 2 weeks before Sierra was born, and that was back in March. It's a good radio. I've had good luck with it so far. I tried it out in the house. I did a swap. I had the 29 in the house, and I had the 959 out here in the truck, and I did shoot skip with it out in the truck on the road, which I was very surprised, because we're in real mountainous terrain up here. Have it set up right now in the memory scan function mode. I'm just scanning a few set channels. Nothing major. There's not a whole lot of DX rolling in today. The weather stations, we do get quite a couple of them.
Temperature of 68.
We got this one here. That one's out of Burlington, Vermont. This one's out of Albany, New York. That one's in Massachusetts, I believe, somewhere. I can't remember which one. And that one's off of Gore Mountain, which is about 20 minutes away from where I am. So, and that covers pretty much the entire county. We'll put it back in our scan mode here. Actually, I'll shut all this off. I'm going to go back in the house here. But yeah, the little console I built worked out nice for a while, but I didn't like it because it really wasn't too well thought out. The 29 sat real low to the cup holder. It was real close to the cup holder. I didn't like that because I always have a drink just in case I spill something. I didn't want to get anything on it. And we also have the Workman DM1000 Tornado Echo mic. It's kind of hard to see that, but you guys know what these look like. You've seen them before. Works really well. Had a lot of good reports with it. I have two of them. Originally I bought one for the truck and one for the base. And now that I've ended up buying a Galaxy mic for the base, I just keep the second Tornado mic as a spare. That's all there is to my truck. Nothing spectacular. She's in good shape for her age. You know, it's only been, I had one little mishap. Jackass that I used to work with at the marina that I used to work at, he actually hit my bumper with a boat trailer, and then kept going and claims he didn't hear it, but that's what he did. That black mark here, and then all these scratches down by the fog light and the paint. But like normal, I got shafted on that deal. Yankee never paid for it. But yeah, that's all there is to it. That's my truck. I can't complain about it. Like I said, I've had it 6 years. The only major thing I had to do to it was last spring the transmission went in it, and I had the transmission rebuilt. But supposedly, the GM transmissions in these model years were known for it. Were notorious for it. Okay, here's the Explorer. Like I said, nothing fancy in here. Just a little Radio Shack TRC 503 mini mobile. And like I said, I have no intentions on ever shooting skip with this little thing. And well, you probably could if it was, you know, on the base, or if it was had a good mobile antenna, but we don't have a whole lot of options for this thing. And I really don't want to do all that much because Jen really doesn't get into the DX that much like I do. But you know, we'll use it. You know, if she's out and around town and I'm here with the baby or whatnot, I'll turn the base on. We'll talk back and forth. And that's a little antenna, the center load 503, or center load magnetic mount that everyone on the certain message board giving me shit for. But that's alright. And actually, I know it's hard to, and it's a mess in here, but this is where I had everything all set up. Normally, you know, my trailer and my mower wouldn't be in here, but over on the bench, that's where I had everything set up to begin with last year when I got started back into the hobby. Over on that shelf there where the picture of my oldest daughter is. You know, my coax went out the window. I had a little mobile hanging there on the shelf, and then I got the Washington, used that for a little while till it went deaf. And then I had the 457 hanging over there on the bottom shelf there. And it all worked out good. Kind of regretting selling the 457, but you know, I don't know. It's got a good home now, so not that it had a bad home here, but. And the other thing I'd also forgot about, and I actually just found it, was this thing. Another Radio Shack TRC 217 handheld 40 channel with the what I call the fishing pole on top of it. And I don't remember where I picked that up. I think it was at a garage sale years ago. Christ, I think I was just a kid then. And it actually works. I've talked to people on it. This was years ago. I don't know about now, but it did work. Well, it still does work. It receives and it transmits, but I just never talked to anybody on it. But it actually works, and you know, they're obviously not made anymore. I don't know if they're rare or whatever the case may be, but well, yeah, we've had that for a while. There's Jen's father's motorcycle is a '63 Triumph sitting under that cover. I don't even know the last time that thing even ran, and I'm not going to touch it because I'm not a motorcycle person. Oh yeah, that little antenna there, that's for the high band radio. My VHF, it's NMO mount, black. Blends in nice. And then there's a front view of the IMAX from the roadside of the house. See about 2.5 of the elements on this side where I'm standing, but that's about it for my equipment. And we'll post all this stuff up, and I'll say thank you for watching, and feel free to listen to your comments and suggestions and whatnot, and we'll catch you later. We'll be on the side.